Hello dear viewers, welcome to Hassanzoy Academy. This is Najibullah Hassanzoy, and today I would like to explain how to predict linear growth of a time series in Microsoft Excel. Excel uses a built-in function that allows us to predict the future values of a time series variable without doing so much calculations. A very easy and straightforward way. Some of you might have already been familiar with this function, but I want to show you the applied aspects of using this function and how we can use it accurately and in a context where it is really applicable. In today's example, I will use the data of the population at the global level from 1960 to 2021. Thus, predicting linear growth of a time series variable, in my case global population, from 1960 to 2021. As I mentioned earlier, Excel uses the trend function to estimate the future values of a time series variable by fitting a linear function of this type, where yt is equal to the time series variable, in my case the population, a is intercept, b is slope parameter, and x is, in my case, years or trend variable or an array of numbers or years. We can use the trend function. Nowadays we have many softwares of data analysis. I explain it now in Excel, which is widely available and accessible to everyone. But it is very important to learn how to use the different functionalities of Excel and other softwares properly, and in a context where it is really necessary and appropriate. When we can use the trend function, we can use the trend function of Excel when we want to predict the linear trend of a time series variable which exhibit a linear behavior or a linear trend. Otherwise, we cannot use this function. For instance, there may be a data set or a time series variable which exhibit non-linear trend. But in that situation, we cannot use the trend function because it is not a best fit to that data. So in today's lesson, I will first check whether this data series follow a linear trend or not, and then we will use the trend function to predict the future values of the global population. And lastly, I will again plot the projections plus the old data to see how whether it best follow the trend or not, or it is a best fit to the data or not. First, let's see whether the data of the global population follow a linear trend or not. So this is just simply done by plotting a linear trend. Select the data, come to the insert button, and then select a line graph. This is just a scratch of a linear graph which shows the trend of the global population, and we see it is as linear. It is very, you can say the global population follows a linear trend. A linear trend is very easy to estimate because it has only a single slope, and you can predict the future values of a time series very easily. We can use the trend function to estimate the future values of population. So let's come to the second step and use the trend function to estimate the future population values. So I will do the predictions for 10 more years. So let's extend our times variable until 2031. I will give it a different color so that we can distinguish. Okay, just type equal to name of the function which is trained, open parentheses, and then you just see here that we in the trend function require us to show it or give reference of the known y's, known x's, new x, and constant. Known y's are usually our dependent variable. or yt in our formula that I showed you above. And non-x's are the time variable, in our case years, and new x's are the new years for which we want to predict the population value, and constant is the intercept. So let's give the address of our data or select the data. So I will select the data directly from the keyboard. So you just give the address. Our y values or population values are in column B from row number 2 until row B63. So you just see we have selected the population values just from by typing the address, and the trend variable is in column A from row 2 to row to A63 through 63. The new x's, so I want to estimate the population value for 2022, then for 2023, and go and so on until 2031. And the constant value, we want to keep it as such. If you don't want the constant, then put it as 0 or false, and then it will not be considered. But I want to consider the constant. Just press enter. You have the population value for 2022, and then if you drag it down, you will have predictions for all the coming years. So the population value in 2023 and the prediction of population value in 2024 until 2031, where the population is about 8.7 billion people. So this is very simple. Otherwise, if we wanted to calculate it manually, it will take too much time, but Excel facilitated this process and we can do it very fast now. Okay, let's now again plot our old data plus the predicted values to see whether it is following the old trend or not. I mean the predictions follow the old trend or not. Again, we come to insert button and then select the linear graph. Okay, so this is the graph. Let me just refine the graph a little bit. We will remove years from here and then add our this New Year series until 2031, and then press OK. Now we don't need legend because there is only one variable, and then okay, this is our figure. You can also refine this part if you wish. You can refine if you display units in billions, let's see, in billions. Okay, and also I want to show you the equation, the line equation that we have estimated. So we have different types of trend here, but we have estimated the linear trend in this case. I want to show the equation of the line on the chart, and also to show you the exact numbers. And let's see, now you just see that our new forecasts or the new value of the populations follow the old trend, and the line is very much, you just see the estimated linear trend is highly correlated with the old trend. So this model is very best fit to the time series that we have, and the equation of the line is also this one, which I showed you above, like this. Here y is the population growth, this is the value of b-intercept, x is the trend variable, which should be an array of numbers, and this is the intercept. So intercept is the initial value of the population. This is the intercept. This area you just see our population has started from somewhere 2.7 or 8 billion from here, and then it goes up. This is the way that we can use the trend function in Excel. any time series variable that exhibit a linear trend can be predicted using the linear trend function of Excel. Okay, I hope you have understood how and when to use the linear trend function. Should you have any comments or questions, please leave your comments. I would read and respond to your comments. Until coming lessons, bye.